That's right. You are listening to the No New Friends podcast, voted #1 by our friends and family. We are the podcast for adults who like to laugh at adulting. As always, please connect with us. All of our links are right there in the episode description, the show notes. That's that Linktree link. You can connect with us on Facebook, the Instagram, YouTube, all that good stuff. Check out our sweet merchandise, join our Patreon, and remember, for the month of, from now until the end of November, if you join our Patreon, all of our membership subscription money is going to be going straight to the Gina McReynolds Foundation. That is teamgina.org. My name is Scott. I am your host. With me, as always, my co-host. I'm an architect for her pain, the queen of the sunrail, Mary. And our producer, the scumbag reselling hoarder himself, Chris.
Here's looking at you, kid.
Oh, a little Casablanca.
Yeah, fun fact. That wasn't in the original screenplay. That was all ad-lib.
Really?
Yeah.
Some of the greatest movie lines are ad-lib.
Crazy, right?
Like Harrison Ford in Empire Strikes Back when she says, "I love you," and he says, "I know." Yeah. That was totally improv. It was supposed to be "I love you too," and they did like 55 million takes, and they're like, "It's just not right." And they're like, "You know what? This is the last one. You just do what you feels right." So they did it. She says, "I love you," and he is, "I know."
So on brand.
And George Lucas was like, "That's perfect."
And now it's on every other couple at Walt Disney World on their shirts.
Wait, Rachel and I have those shirts.
It's a great shirt.
I knew it.
It's a fantastic shirt.
I mean, like, it's okay.
So how are you guys doing, Mary? We haven't seen you in like 3 months.
I know. You know, I'm doing all right. You just living life every day. I'm shuffling.
Awesome.
It's like 3 music quotes in one.
Here I am. I know. I just here I go again on my own. Oh, I've just been busy, you know. Life's life. So, yeah. My kids were all sick.
Yeah,
and,
your kids were really sick.
It was a good time. Yeah, that was super intense. That's a scary thing as an adult when your child's very sick and you're like, oh shit, is there a more adult
right.
to handle this situation? Because like they're looking at you and I'm like, wait a minute, like I should not be trusted with keeping humans alive. I have a lot of imposter syndrome after this past week. I feel like I've made it this far, like started from the bottom, now I'm here and they're still here. So I'm doing a very good job as far as I can tell. But it was an intense week.
I bet. Well,
for damn sure. But everybody is on the mend and back to being wild.
Speaking of wild, so I got to tell you guys a story. And, Abby comes and stays with us every weekend. So every weekend we have Abby. And she has, over the last, 3 to 6 months, 6 months, made some really good friends in the neighborhood. She's got a neighbor down the end of the street one way and then a neighbor down the end of the street the other way. And so it's these 4 girls. And for some reason, even though the other 2 houses have pools, they always end up playing here. And every time, Mary, without fail, and I want to know if Zoe has ever done this to you or Dexter or Grayson. So I'll be in the office editing an episode or doing something, and Abby comes in. But it's not just Abby. It's one of the other friends. And they're like, can we have a sleepover tonight? So
yes, they put you on the spot.
And finding out from some of the other parents, they do the same thing to them as well. No other parents have been asked. It's just, hey, can we have a sleepover tonight?
Yeah, so Zoe is the master of this. I swear she is. But she takes it a step further. They do orchestrate it now because they all have phones. So, like, they'll, like, line things up like, hey, Zoe's mom said it was okay if we did this. Is that okay with you? So they'll get approval from one side and then approval from the other side and then be like, great, let's swap numbers. Hey, we're staying at this house. Like, they map it out. And it's different. I used to do the same thing, though, when I was a kid. Yeah, because you don't, like, as a parent, you don't want to be that asshole that, like, says no all the time. But you know what's worse than that? Like, I see you are being put on the spot, and I'm going to raise you when the friend's over at the house and you're ready for them
yes,
to leave because
yes.
you have things that you need to do. And it is so awkward and uncomfortable to tell a child, like, hey, you don't have to go home,
Right.
but you can't stay here. Like, you know, like, I need you to kindly exit stage left.
Yeah, and then they don't really get the hint that you don't want to be like a jerk.
No, and I don't want to be rude to this small child, but I'm like, hey, I think it's time to wrap it up. Like one time, one of Dexter's friends, we were like, hey, buddy, like it's time for Dexter to start like bath time and bedtime. And he's like, oh, it's fine. I don't go to bed until 9. And we're like, cool. I'm going to need you to leave though, so we can do like I'm not gonna bathe you here, so like okay, bye.
Yeah, they don't get it.
Yeah, I understand.
You know what I kept in my arsenal, just to piggyback off that real quick, when I was younger. So me and Emily have been together since high school. So my favorite thing to do would be inviting Emily over on a night that there was going to be a really bad snowstorm, because then it would start snowing, and I'd go to my mom, I was like, I don't think Emily should drive home. And we wouldn't sleep in the same room.
Brilliant idea.
She'd sleep in the basement, I'd sleep in my room. But it'd be cool to spend the extra time. You know what I mean?
Of course.
And so you guys can't do that down there. I guess you could do it for like harsh rain, or if it hits the 60s,
Mary and I do
it.
It
Freezing.
No,
Mary and I do it for overindulgence of alcohol. Oh, there's been too much alcohol consumed. Yeah. We're going to have a sleepover.
And then I ride Scott Bannister up, and I go to bed.
Every single time. So I wanted to take some control over this situation with the girls, because they were always asking us on a Friday night. And Friday night, everybody's exhausted from the work week, and then they pout. And then they end up getting in trouble, and it spills over through the weekend because they've all have attitudes and all that. So I took some control. And I started this group, the Sleepover Friends, based on the old 80s books, the Sleepover Friends. Anyway, so now we plan, okay, we're going to have them this weekend. And then another family will have them the next week. And then another family next. That way, if it's your off weekend, you could plan a date night. You could do you plan other things with your other kids or whatever.
How do I sign up for the Sleepover Friends? How many kids are allowed?
Well, we've bought.
But what's the age limit?
It's all the way from 11 to 6. I mean, it's 11, 9, 8, and 6.
But Zoe's a little too old.
Zoe's 11.
Okay, so Dexter and Grayson.
Zoe's
okay,
12. So she's 1 year older than the oldest one.
Yeah, but Zoe also is the Dark Lord.
Right, we're going to be having seances.
She's actually bigger than me officially now. Ouija boards.
Go ahead.
She does have. Go ahead. No, it's fine. We're just going to continue on. Roll on into this. So 2 times, at least twice a month, you have.
Yeah, I mean, it's not every weekend, although it ends up being every weekend, because even though it's not a planned sleepover, somehow a sleepover still happens. So I don't know. It's we try to plan it out so that at least the girls have something to look forward to. There's something to be good for, to work for, because they know it's coming. So Abby's a sass hole. Okay. She's got a lot of sass, and she could be, and she knows it too. So one of the rules in this house
I've never heard that term before.
Sass hole? Yeah, my wife made that up.
I know
sass is strong with this one. Yeah.
Sass
she's a super sweetheart. Her, her, and all the other moms are like, oh my gosh, Abby's so great. How could you be having problems with her? She's so amazing. But you know the deal. I'm like, well, yeah, but your girls are fantastic over here. And they're like, no, they're terrors. This is.
No, as soon as they walk through the front door of the house, they're like, oh, let me take off my manners.
Abby's.
Get rid of this. Put on my audacity.
Abby's halo is supported by horns. That's our Abby. Mm-hmm. So we have a rule in this house. You can't get into makeup or nail polish without asking permission.
It's fair.
So, yeah. So Rachel and I it's football Sunday or football Saturday. We're watching football, and one of the girls comes downstairs and she's like, hey, Abby and the other girl, they're fighting over this nail polish situation. And we're like, what? So we go upstairs, and they've done this full makeover, makeup, nail polish, everything. And we're like, and it's not all over the place, but they overdid it. There's it's all over them. So, Rachel's like, Abby, what you know that you have to ask permission. And she's like, I'm sorry, it was on the agenda. Did you not see the agenda?
Well,
It was written
Was
down
it?
on an agenda. Now, she never presented this agenda to us, but it was written down on an agenda.
Did you have ample opportunity to source and find?
Well, we found
said
it
agenda?
after the fact. Then she presented it to us.
I'm sorry. It sounds like you didn't do your preparation, sir. So, lack of planning on your part.
She didn't
does not
present the
constitute an
agenda
emergency
to
on
us.
Abby's
How
part.
were we supposed to?
But I also feel like maybe you didn't notice that she didn't present it to you because I know you on football Saturday and you're probably like, Abby, get out of the room. You can't be in here because if you come back in, we're going to lose. And she was probably trying to present the agenda to you. So I'm real sorry.
The only time, the
plausible
only
deniability.
thing that I had anything to do with this agenda was she asked me, hey, what do you think we should do? I'm trying to create an agenda. That's it.
So when you responded, this could have been an email, and that
you
was
should have
probably the
asked.
last time you heard of her.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. She overhears too many of Rachel's work conversations, and she's starting to use phrases like, hey, Dad, can we put a pin on that? And can we circle back around?
Yeah, let's circle back. Table it.
That's the problem.
Table it for now.
The next morning, one of the little girls, it's the most adorable thing.
So you're saying the agenda just got lost in the
Exactly.
wash? That's another one.
So,
Sorry,
Mary, this next situation reminds me kind of if your kids were to sleep over at my house, these are the conversations that I feel like I would have been having with them. So one of the little girls comes downstairs and says, Miss Rachel, do you have any hot chocolate? And like, we're exhausted. It's been a rough sleepover because of Abby. The other two girls were fantastic. Abby was just a little bit rough. So we're beat. And this is breakfast in the morning. We're making a nice big breakfast. So we're like, no, we don't have hot chocolate. We have hot chocolate. So then she says, well, do you have any makings for hot chocolate? Or like, could maybe you could like ground some cocoa beans or something? Like
Maybe you have some cocoa powder,
Like,
maybe some
syrup.
Where's the effort, Scott?
This
Be a
syrup
host.
is in a bottle. Could you maybe like hook up something to your mango tree? I want some mango syrup. Like, can you hook that up? And it was this whole this whole thing. And I was like, well, would you like a cappuccino with breakfast, sweetheart? Like,
Did she say yes? What kind did she
Depends what
want?
blend are you
I
serving
would-
today?
Yeah, I know.
well,
like,
Abby
I
got
need
hot
to
pissed
know.
off.
At least she didn't ask for.
I know.
a
Well, that's
compote.
I use that as a joke with Rachel. I'm like, oh, do they want some compote on their pancakes? We should have made
Whip it up.
quinoa and kale instead of pizza last night. Like, what are we thinking?
You should have. You should have. I'm
But
just
anyway,
telling you.
They
Maybe
are,
a nice gnocchi?
Sorry. These girls are adorable. They play so great together. It's fun having them over, but it's just it's a story to tell every single
I
time.
have a question
because something happens
about all this. So, like, growing up, my sister would have her friends over. They would play, they would pretend and do this and that. What do girls do now? Do they make TikToks and like?
Yes.
Yes. I would like
TikToks.
let me step in on this one. So they make TikToks, but then they they do real dumb things. Like, I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm sure that I did the same things, but like they'll tie things to their fan and just like
Gotta
take
go viral.
videos of it like whipping around their room. Like, they do things like that. And then they'll like just like and then they and like laugh. That's what they do. I'm telling you right now. Lots of TikToks though. They send each other like voice chat
What?
things,
Yep.
like little memos and
Yeah.
yeah, like in text message how you can send like a voice
they do that
memo
while
but it goes
with
away.
each other.
They do that.
Yeah. Same room.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do a lot of TikToks.
Yeah.
Now, our girls are a little bit younger, so Abby's the only one with a phone, but her phone can't do anything. Like she has limited access to the internet, but she can't make phone calls and all that. But she does have a TikTok, so they make TikTok videos. They're into trading these poppets.
Oh,
Which is
what
like the
is
newest thing,
Yeah.
these damn poppets.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's pretty much like reusable bubble wrap.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
it's a fidget pop
thing. So like you use it for like
So
all of my children
they've
have
got
them.
tons of them, and they trade them. Yeah, they trade.
But they
them.
trade them?
Now. Some of them are off limits
Oh.
to trade, and some of them are, free game.
Free game.
or sometimes they'll pretend to trade. It's a really cute thing. But yeah, they do that. They play with American Girl doll, Barbies. And then when they're not here, they're at another house and swim.
See,
all
yours
day.
is still
Yeah.
cute. Yours is still cute. Mine is not. They make a mess in the bathroom. They put on a lot of dark eyeliner.
That's summoning demons.
Practicing, putting herbs together. Yeah, like all those things. You know what sage I have to buy? Any idea?
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to get an update from Chris on all of the wedding planning and all that fun stuff that's going on. You're listening to the No New Friends podcast. We'll be right back.